Hello and welcome to my presentation on Google Sites. Google Sites is a really great tool for you to use if you are new at making websites or you want to get your students excited about making websites. I hope at this point you've already taken a look at my Prezi about why I started to use Google Sites. Now, I am by no means an expert at all. In fact, my first Google site I ever made is right here, and it was for a grad school class last year, and it's not really that great of an example, but it was so easy to use that I thought this would be great to use with students. And that's what got me started. So right now I'm going to take you on a little journey on how to set up a Google site. If you were trying to get basic, you were brand new, never done it before, what you could do to make a classroom website. And I'm going to give you a little tour of two student examples that are actually much better than what I made. So let's take a look. First off, if you want to get to Google Sites, the first thing I did was go on Google and look up Google Sites. I'm sure there's a faster way, but this showed me something that I wanted to show you, which is right here, the overview. Google provides you with all of the directions that you need, what kind of things that you might be interested in making a website for, where you can find this in, or directions on what to do, where should you get started, what do you need. I put a link to this on the resources page. I think this is super helpful, but that's not where I'm going to start. I'm going to start just by clicking on Google Sites. And since I'm already logged into Google, because that's all you need is a Gmail account, or I believe you have a Google Education package. I can't think of what those are called, but the subscription to that works too. I just happen to have Google, and here I have my Zips Gmail. What you want to do, it shows you websites you have created. I want to create a new one, so I'm going to click on Create. I am going to use a template, so I'll click over here and browse the gallery. I know that I'm interested in schools and education, and let's say I was going to make my first teacher website, or maybe I'm making it for a colleague who isn't as tech savvy. Right here I see simple and easy teacher site. I like the look of this one. Click, check it out. Absolutely love it. Hit select. And there you go. Name of my site. Let's call it, caps lock on. There we go. That's my issue. Always something. Let's call it Koppelberger 2014. There we go. And all you have to do to turn that into a website is hit create, as long as that name is still available. It's something nice about having an absurd last name. And here we go. We're loading. It takes a little while to load, at least on my internet it does. There we go. Ta-da! Your very first website. So let's take a look at what we can do. It says, teachers, click here to learn to customize your site. I think this is kind of neat, something Google Sites includes. It puts directions right in here for you and the things that you can include. I love that. Love the look of the home page. Let's go to About the Teacher. One of the big things that the parents in our district use our websites for is to get teacher contact info. When I had office hours at a previous job, I would post office hours on my website. That's something people look for. Even a picture of you. What does this teacher look like when they come to open house? They want to know. Another thing I love about Google, they include your directions right here. I love that they take the time to include all of that. So let's edit. Okay, go up to here to this little pencil. It says edit page. Now I can edit it, and I'm going to follow these directions up here to get rid of that picture. Click over here. I want to insert my own, so I'm going to insert image. Let's say I want to upload an image from my computer. I don't want any of those. Those are from my vacation. Let's go to my desktop. I hate using pictures of me, so let's just pick something fun here. Where is my random picture folder? And that looks like fun. Let's check that out. All right, hit OK. Ooh, that is much bigger than I want it. That's the original size. I want to make it a little smaller. And I want to put it in the middle. Oops. I want to put it in the middle. There we go. And there we go. And it says name. I really hate pictures of me when I had all those beautiful vacation photos, and instead I put this up. Name, let's go with Mrs. K. Subject area, she is the Queen of Social Studies. All right. Okay, so I did that, so now I can just, and even reminds me right there to delete that information. Now I have teacher and contact info, picture of me, my name, and an introduction. It says take a few moments to write a brief introduction about yourself. Talk about you. I love that it gives you these little pointers, so I can just erase what they have, and in my introduction say, hi, I'm Mrs. K. I love teaching at FACA. Okay. Contact info. You can put your email address right in there. It says click on the link button above to make it clickable. So let's give that a shot. So let's see, let's do Caitlin.Koppelberger. Don't be glad it's not your last name, at fieldlocalschools.org. Okay. So right there we have my email. There's an HTML. There we go. Here's the link. And it made it into a link for me just by hitting this little chain link right here. And phone number. I'm not going to put a phone number up there, but you would in real life. I just don't want to put my phone number up for everyone to see, and I'm not clever enough to come up with a fake one. All right, now, let's say that's all I wanted. I hit save, and it saves drafts for you, but that's what I want it to look like right now. Save it. Okay. Go to the different pages, edit the different things that I want to edit. When I am all done, I click share. Okay. And I can share my website with other people. If I wanted to invite someone to come take a look at it, I could. Edit different things about it. Maybe I want to put in a description, tag some categories in it. This is getting a little more complicated than what you need to know. But go back to my website. And I think it looks pretty terrific. I think this would be a really great thing to use if, for example, you have a teacher in your building. I know I have a couple that maybe struggle with using technology. No one quite to this level that they wouldn't be able to manage a classroom website. But if you were a technology coordinator, maybe you would have that. Maybe you would have someone who couldn't manage their own teacher website. This would be an easy thing that you could put up. And if you'll notice, you could put it together for them. If they can make a Word document, they can make a Google site, because all of this is very, very similar to what you would do in a Word document. So this would be an easy way to set up a teacher who's maybe struggling, or for some really, really basic work with students. I think this would be a great resource. Now let's look at the fun stuff. Let's look at what some of my students came up with. First off, let's take a look at the home page for Lucy Learner. This was a project that students put together where they, having no real formal experience putting together websites, I had some students who had used them before, and I tried to group students who had experience in with students who didn't, and they could work together and work from each other, and it was fantastic. Students worked together to create these websites that summarized the unit that we were on. In this case, it was the Ancient Hebrew Judaism unit. What I loved about this was that the kids worked so hard and got so into it and were so interested. They would spend time searching for the right pictures, the right maps, making sure they had all the facts from their book. They debated how to divide it up. This group did it by chapter title. Another group did it by category, and I'll show you that in a minute. They got really, really into creating these and really forgot they were writing reports. But then what was really nice was later on, we learned about other world religions, and we could go back to our sites and we could say, well, here's what we said about Judaism. How does that compare to Islam or whatever religions we looked at throughout the year? Because world religions is a huge 6th grade thing. So let's take a look. again, these children had no formal experience doing this. I had just made one, and we decided to jump in and do this, and I think it's pretty neat. So they included text and pictures. Let's click on some different ones. Summarize different events. Here's Israel falls to the Assyrians. New beginning, some things that had changed. Ten Commandments, lots of different things that they included. The next one is Mustache Cookie Learning, and I gotta go to the homepage because I love this. This group named their website Mustache Cookie Learning. This website has nothing to do with mustaches or cookies, so if that's why you clicked on this website, too bad. Now it's time to have some fun. By the way, this website is about Judaism. That is how they summed up their report. But when you look at their categories, they took how. How did Judaism originate? That was a big question in this project. So they took these new ideas. What was different between Judaism and all of the polytheistic religions that we'd already studied? And here they are talking about what was important and what was different about them. The what? I love they just did bullet points. These were the important things of this religion. When? All these important dates. They put together a list of important dates. Where? Important places. Who? Here are the important people. Lots and lots of people. Why? This was a tough one. Why was this important? Why was, and they broke it down and talked about, the origins of this religion. This project was absolutely fantastic. And like I said, these kids had no real training. I had no training. We jumped in and we worked with what Google Sites had to offer, and it made it enjoyable and it made it easy. And the kids absolutely adored this project, and I am going to repeat this every year. On my wiki page, there are some different resources. I've looked up some resources that are out there about what you need for Google Sites. And there are links to these 3 websites. My, not my example one from the video, but my original one that I showed, my first one. And these 2 student examples, I do have permission from them. In fact, they were so excited that I was going to share them. So I have permission from them to use them. And feel free to check them out. And if you have any questions, please let me know. But I'm thinking I have some pretty good resources in store.